As you may know, my friend name is called Kelvin, and he runs a channel called Kelvin Learns Investing, which he talks mostly about topics about investment, personal finance, and things like that. Hi guys, how's it going? And welcome back to Real Daddy Talking. So welcome to today's video, and today I have a very special guest with me. His name is Kelvin, and I know Kelvin for about 5-6 years now. And Kelvin runs a very successful YouTube channel called Kelvin Learns Investing, where he talks mostly about personal finance, investment, and things along those lines, right? Yeah. So today, I invited Kelvin over to this show to ask him some questions about how he manages his YouTube channel, how he manages his family, and even commitment, and basically how he found success in his new venture. All right. So Kelvin, welcome to the channel.
Hey, thanks for the invite. Actually, you say it's success, not so much lah. It is just a tiny success.
Tiny success. Yeah, I always remember that Kelvin always tell me that every time he order cai fan, he cannot eat the fish because he feels that it's too expensive. Is it still happening now, Kelvin?
Yeah. So fish is more of like a success. When I done something successful, I just treat myself to fish once in a while.
I see. That's very interesting. I knew Kelvin through our wives, and actually we started off as developers together in the same company.
Right. So let me just share the story. It's more like I was actually looking for a job at the time because my previous company was closing down. So I was trying to look for a job, and just so happens, my friend Kelvin, he came over for a free dinner.
Yeah, I crashed the party.
Yeah, so I think that's where we met each other, and he found a job for me, and after that I went there for 2 years. Then I left the job. so I think that's how we met lah.
Yeah, so I think I'm quite glad to crash the party. So when I first knew that Kelvin was running his YouTube channel, when I was subscribing to it, I remember I was the 44th subscriber. Kelvin, can you share with us today what's the size of your channel?
I think it's around 75k plus minus lah. I don't really keep track of subscriber count nowadays.
I see. So now we can eat fish already, right?
No. It's not. It's fish. Like I say, it's still a celebratory meal.
I see. So once hit 100k subs, can eat shark fin lah.
Still fish. Still normal fish.
Still fish. Okay, sure. All right. So I think a lot of success to be learned, a lot of interesting things to be learned from Kelvin. So I want to ask you a few questions first, all right? So, being a YouTuber has always been a very non-conventional career. Most Asian parents, when the kid tells them that, hey, I want to be an entertainer, or I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be, a TikTok star, right. Usually parents would discourage them. So my question is that what gave you the confidence to do it full time? That's the first part. And when you decided to do it, how did you manage your family's expectation?
So actually, if you are talking about non-conventional stuff, since graduate, I've actually been working a non-conventional job already. So just for context, I was a game programmer, which like most parents won't even like accept this kind of job lah. But luckily my parents were acceptive. So first I was doing game programming is because of passion. Obviously not for money because it's a very low paying job. I think till now, if I were to continue along that path, I would still be earning some fresh graduates pay lah.
Like what, 5,000?
No, not even 5,000. Is definitely way below that. Like maybe 4,000.
Okay.
Even with 7-8 years kind of experience.
Wow.
So, yeah, YouTube probably is somewhere around that level also. So I think as for confidence, how did I quit? It wasn't because I quit. It's because my next company closed down also. So I was somehow all the companies that I was in has a trend of closing down. I think it was somehow related to me lah. So yeah. I initially wanted to quit my job once my YouTube become a bit more successful lah, not back then. So back then, I did share on my channel that I was earning like 20k, and that 20k includes my day job. So if you minus off that, probably it's around 12k. So way back then, I'm actually earning a slightly higher pay than a normal programmer. So actually that gave me the confidence. So okay, I will jump over because I was earning a decent amount lah. And even if the whole YouTube closed down, I was prepared for a backup plan already. In the sense that like I have the skills, programming skills for 10 years. I know how to search for stuff. That's all programmers know how to do that. They know how to copy. They know how to search for codes to copy and paste over to their programs. So and I was able to learn new stuff quickly like programmers do. They always have to change stuff every 1 or 2 years to not get obsolete. So these few skills alone tells me that I can easily find a job if ever my YouTube fails. So when you combine all of that whole thing gave me the confidence. Yeah.
I see. Was your wife a little bit worried when you told her that you wanted to do this full time, or do you feel that it was like you were in a situation where you didn't have a choice, and since YouTube was paying you, you decide why not just do it full time?
Actually, I have a choice. When I actually announced it on YouTube, people were like, "Hey, Kevin, do you want the job?" So people were actually advertising, like looking for me. "Hey, do you want the programmer job? We heard that you lost your job." So I wasn't out of options any at the time. My wife wasn't too worried either because like there's no way I can go lower than that. Like as a game programmer, that's my base really. Any lower, I have to work at McDonald's. So, but I have the skills, programming skills. So at the very least, I would go back to become a programmer. That's what I told my wife lah. So she approved. That's how I got into it full time.
I see. Wow, that's pretty amazing. The next question I want to ask is that I'm sure many people who aspire to be YouTubers, I think, as you know, I recently started doing YouTube as well again, and I feel that many people, they underestimate the kind of work that's needed to succeed, because it's not just turning on the camera, pressing the record button, and just talking nonsense on the camera. I felt like even when I do it, there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of research, and even after you get the information, you have to condense it into a way whereby it's sizable, whereby it's chewable and easily understood. So I want to find out, how do you manage this time doing that? Because I see that you're producing videos almost on very, very frequently. How do you manage doing that versus taking care of the family?
I think actually your question can be broken down into two lah. Like what kind of work is needed to succeed? To be frank, when I started this, my intention wasn't to succeed at all. It's just like you can say I was too free lah. I was too passionate. Like how I was a game programmer right at the start. So it wasn't about the money at the start, even though YouTube actually pays a lot if you succeed. But otherwise, don't talk about the money. You won't even get monetized in the first place. So I think like what Dan Lok, he always share about Dan Lok to me, even though I think many people don't like him. Dan Lok say that like how much you earn depends on how much value that you can provide lah. So I think I was passionate enough to not care about the money part, but at the same time I was somehow giving value to people lah. And I think the money came soon after that. So probably I was also fortunate to be in the finance space, and it is one of the highest paid category niche. One of the highest niche in the YouTube space. So that's how I succeed. First it was passion, then after doing it for probably 1 year, then the money started coming in. Then the passion, it died out a bit because after not getting paid for 1 year, so it died out maybe to like 70-60%. Then it was replaced by the money part. So that's the whole motivating factor for me right now. As to like what was the question? Okay. So how do I manage time? Yeah. So initially it was actually quite hard. Like I was have to balance between my job, my YouTube, my wife, my kid, my health. You have to do all 5 things in a day. And at the time, when my kid was born, like she can't even take care of herself yet. My wife was sort of a bed bound, because she was given I just given birth lah. So I have to balance all of this. So what I did, I chose my health. I chose to sacrifice my health by sleeping lesser. And at the same time, job, we were all working from home, right? So by saving two extra hours, so I have more time there. And sometimes, when you're working from home, you don't work 9 hours, right?
I do.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's how I balance everything up by sacrificing a bit of my health, sleeping less, and taking a bit of time off in work. That's how I got to doing YouTube at the start. But right now it's much relaxed already because it's my full-time job. But I still work about 13 hours a day. I wake up at like 5, finish work at 6, and if it's still not done, I will continue at 10 p.m. to like 12 a.m. that kind of. How I can sustain this kind of life? I think, like I said earlier, it's the passion and the money. These two factors. Like if I stop, right, I will know. Like right now it's very hot. My channel growth is actually still quite hot. They call it the S curve for all those growth stocks. Yeah. So right now my channel is sort of on the S curve.
And the hockey stick.
Yeah. So if I miss this chance, I would probably not get it back. So I would just like keep pushing myself to do it lah. Like if I'm sick, I was getting COVID 2-3 months back, but I pushed myself. I have to make a video today. Yeah. So I think that's how I keep doing this lah. Yeah.
Well, I think that sounds like there's a lot of, it's about passion, interest, as well as a lot of discipline. So I think I think that's very impressive that you're waking up at 5, and then everything is just really clockwork for yourself, right? And then you have the discipline also to sleep at a certain time so that you get enough energy to continue that. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So I want to ask, what would you say to people who want to start a YouTube channel? Maybe for someone who is within our age,
right,
mid 30s, going to uncle soon, and so how to know if we are ready to launch?
Right. Like I said earlier, like you have to start YouTube not from the perspective of money, because money definitely won't come if your channel is not even successful. You don't even talk about money lah. all those hours will be gone to waste. So you have to ask yourself, why are you doing this whole YouTube thing? Is it because you really want to share whatever knowledge to the world lah? Like for Kelvin, he wants to share how to become a parent. he definitely has the experience. So if you come from that perspective, that will be your motivating factor. Maybe for the first few months, if you are fortunate. But probably like if you do it for 2-3 years without any pay, I think most people will have given up lah. So you have to start from the passion. Then at the same time, you have to keep improving something every video so that after 1 year, your channel is good enough to be monetized. So that's what I would say for people who want to start. Then like for people who are on the fence, whether they know they are ready for launch. I think no one knows if they are ready for launch. Like when I first started, right, I told my wife like I want to become a YouTuber. My wife like, 气死了. Nobody wants to listen lah. Then like, okay, so that's my motivating factor already. Like, let me show you. So like even a while ago, actually, I asked Kelvin like, you are going to be a father. How do you know that you are ready? I think his answer was like, you won't be actually ready.
You'll never be ready.
Yeah, so when the kid pops out, you have to just like, oh yeah, let's change diapers, let's feed the milk. Yeah, let's keep the kid alive lah. Yeah. So you won't be ready. Like even if you think back, like during your school times, are you ready for primary school, secondary school? Yeah, you are not. Like
when you enter primary 1 the first day, you're never really ready to start school.
So you get just chucked into this whole situation. So for YouTube, to me, I just don't overthink it, just start it. If it does work well, then let's continue along. Like if it doesn't, then go back to doing what you are doing, or just find something else that you like to do.
But will you say that you should never start because of the money, or because you see that someone else is doing well, and you try to follow because that is trendy, but instead you should do what you feel strongly about?
I think yeah. So you have to start from passion, no. Like if someone is doing well, it's because they definitely are talented. They have the correct gifts. They have the experience to make it a success. But you don't have any. You only have probably at most your gear, which is definitely not enough. So you have your push factor must definitely from internal. Like you need to really want so hard to share this whole thing to people. Basically, you just want to share your things to the world, lor. Yeah.
I see. Thanks, Kelvin. All right. So for the final question is that you have a child. So how do you intend to teach your child about finance, and what are the values that you hope to inculcate to her through your lifestyle of not eating fish?
Wow, actually, this question I haven't thought about much. Like my child is just like 1 year old now, like teaching the kid about investing. But going forward, probably is if anything, it'll be about like delayed gratification. Like teach them the value of money, not just the value of money. Like money is actually it's just a tool to buy something or to exchange for something in return. So if you don't know the real value of money, which is actually time, you might actually spend it wrongly. So just for context, like people would use money to buy Pao Cha, to buy their camera.
Like me.
No, like me. Then for me, I choose to use money to buy my early retirement. So there's a difference in things like so you have to see what do you value in life more. So maybe I will teach the kid about like what's the real value of money and delayed gratification. So like the marshmallow experiment, right? Throw the kid a marshmallow. If you don't eat it, maybe you'll get 2 marshmallows in the end
Tomorrow.
because of investing. But then I will take away all the marshmallow, like teach the kid about market crash. So yeah, teach the kid about what's the real life, right? What's the bad thing about investing in crypto. So yeah, but other than that, like probably I'll give the kid like, okay, you have this money. Do you have something that you want to save for? Great. If you want, just save for it lah. Then maybe throw some temptations along. Like, oh, you want to buy sweet? You go use your money. After a while, I think the kid will learn lah. Like they will know the priority between buying something short term or something long term. Yeah, so eventually they will find out lah.
So in short, you want to teach your child about delayed gratification, whereby if they can sacrifice during the short term, they can expect a greater you in the long term, like 先苦后甜 kind of mentality, right?
Right.
All right, Kelvin, I've come to the end of the video, and thanks so much for sharing your wisdom with us. As a friend, I really respect your discipline, because I was 44th subscriber, and today your next target is probably 100K already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get like what the silver plate, which you're gonna hang it at the back or somewhere, right? All right, so I've come to the end. Kelvin, do you have any last words for the audience?
If you are
aspiring parents or anything like that.
Aspiring parents, don't have to be ready lah. Just keep going at it. I think you'll be fine in the end.
All right, guys. So that wraps up our video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.